There's something powerful about keeping your plans to yourself. In a world where people are quick to share, quick to tell, and quick to show, there's an undeniable strength in silence, in secrecy, in holding your cards close to your chest. We live in an era of oversharing, where social media constantly reminds us that nothing is private, that everything should be out in the open. But I'm here to tell you that not every thought, not every dream, not every step on your journey should be shared with the world. Not every goal you set, not every ambition you have deserves to be known by others before it's ready to be seen. There's a reason for this, a reason behind the wisdom of silence when it comes to your plans. The truth is, people can be quick to judge, quick to criticize, and quick to dampen your dreams with doubt. What happens when you announce your intentions? When you speak them out loud, you invite the energy of others into your space, energy that may not always be positive, energy that may not always be supportive. It's easy for others to give their opinion, to throw in their doubts, to project their fears onto your goals. They may not even mean to do it, but they'll do it. Whether they mean it or not, their words, their expectations, their disbelief can creep into your mind, slowing you down, distorting your focus, or even steering you off course. But the truth is, those who stay quiet about their ambitions, they make their moves, they take their steps, they put in the work, and when the time is right, the world sees their success. They don't need validation from others. They don't need to broadcast their intentions to everyone around them. Their plans are a silent force, moving forward with strength and precision until the results speak for themselves. That's the way it should be. You see, it's not just about protecting your peace. It's about preserving the purity of your vision. When you share your ideas with others too soon, you're giving them a chance to interfere with your creative process. When you speak too early, you expose the vulnerabilities that come with that. You're opening up a part of yourself to others before it's fully developed, before it's fully realized. And that's dangerous. That's when the noise begins. The naysayers, the distractions, the doubts. And if you let that noise in too soon, it can drown out the vision you've worked so hard to cultivate. Now, I'm not saying that you should never share your plans with anyone. I'm not saying you should never have mentors, never have people who support you. What I'm saying is there's a time for that, and it's not at the beginning. The time to share your plan is when it's already in motion, when you've already set the wheels turning, when the work is done. That's when you bring others in. That's when you let them see what you've built. Not before. You let the work speak for itself. The moment you're out there talking about something that's not fully baked, you risk the reaction of others affecting your belief in it. Now, let me be clear, I'm not advocating for isolation. You don't have to lock yourself away in a room, keeping your dreams behind closed doors for years on end. But there's wisdom in holding things in your mind and your heart, carrying them quietly, and letting them grow in the right conditions. Think of it like planting a seed. The seed doesn't need to be shown off to the world every day, doesn't need to be picked up and inspected by every person who passes by. It just needs the right conditions to grow. The soil, the water, the care it needs, all that happens in the quiet of the earth, far from prying eyes. The growth, the progress, the development happens in private. And when it's time for it to bloom, for the flower to appear, it does so without the need for prior announcement. This doesn't mean you're being secretive or deceptive. It simply means you're giving yourself space to grow without unnecessary interference. You're protecting the purity of your vision, allowing it to evolve, refine itself, and come to fruition in its own time. There's strength in this. There's a quiet power that comes from staying focused and not rushing to share every little step you take along the way. It's about knowing that you don't need to explain every move you make. You don't need to justify your every decision. You don't need to seek permission from others. Your path is your own. Your journey is yours to walk. And sometimes the best thing you can do is stay quiet, let the work speak, and let the results be your testimony. But the real power of keeping your plans to yourself is rooted in your ability to stay strong, to remain focused, even in the face of distractions. People will try to get your attention. People will try to pull you into their world, their drama, their expectations. They'll tell you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and when you should be doing it. And if you're not careful, you'll start to listen. You'll start to doubt your own instincts. You'll start to lose sight of what you're really trying to accomplish. When you're constantly talking about what you're going to do, you run the risk of diluting your own sense of purpose. You may find yourself waiting for the applause, waiting for the recognition, waiting for people to understand your vision. And when that doesn't come, when you're met with silence or even criticism, it can be discouraging. It can cause you to second guess everything you're doing. But if you stay quiet, if you don't need the world's validation, if you don't rely on others to fuel your belief in yourself, you build a stronger foundation. When you don't tell anyone about your plans, you are forced to rely on your own internal motivation. You don't need anyone else's approval, no external validation. You have to be your own source of energy. You have to find your own drive. And that kind of internal strength is unstoppable. It's rooted in belief, in passion, and in the commitment to your vision. It's a kind of power that comes from within and doesn't require the endorsement of the world to keep moving forward. When you announce your goals too early, you also risk the pressure of living up to those expectations before you're ready. Think about it. When you share your dream with others, they start to expect things from you. They start to have ideas about how and when things should happen. They start putting you on a clock, expecting results, expecting movement. But you're not on their clock, you're on your own. The timing of your success, the pace of your progress is something only you can determine. The world doesn't get to dictate how fast or slow you go. Only you can decide when the moment is right for you to show up, for you to step into the spotlight. And let me tell you something else, success doesn't always look the way people think it should look. It doesn't always happen the way you expect it to happen. Sometimes the quiet moments of struggle, the hours of unseen work, the mistakes, the failures, the doubts, all of that is part of the process. It's a journey that happens in private, that happens in the quiet corners of your life. You may not see the results right away. You may not see the fruits of your labor immediately, but trust in the process. Trust that the work you're putting in will pay off, even if the world doesn't see it yet. When you protect your plans, when you keep them to yourself, you're allowing yourself the space to fail without judgment, to grow without comparison, to experiment without fear of looking foolish. You're not putting your success on display for the world to scrutinize. You're simply living your life, moving through it with purpose and letting the results unfold naturally at your own pace. People often talk about how important it is to have a support system, to have people who believe in you. And I won't disagree with that. But I will say this, the most important person to believe in your plan is you. You are the one who has to carry it forward. You are the one who has to put in the work. You are the one who has to make the decisions, take the risks, and move when the time is right. And sometimes the only way to fully trust in yourself is to stop talking and start doing. To stop explaining and start executing. When you're quiet about your plans, you keep your energy focused, you keep your attention where it belongs, on the work, on the progress, on the growth. It's easy to get distracted, to get caught up in the opinions and judgments of others. But when you hold your cards close, when you keep your plans to yourself, you protect the integrity of your vision. You allow yourself to move forward without outside influence. You give yourself the freedom to create, to build, to grow, without the pressure of having to explain every step to others. So let the world wonder. Let them ask. Let them try to figure out what you're doing. But don't feel the need to answer. Don't feel the need to explain. Because your actions will speak louder than any words ever could. The results will speak for themselves. And when the time is right, when you're ready to share your success, the world will see the full picture. But until then, protect your peace, protect your vision, and let your journey unfold in silence. Keep your plans close, stay focused, and keep moving forward. The world will catch up when it's ready. Keeping your plans to yourself allows you to protect your vision from outside interference. By staying silent, you preserve your focus, avoid unnecessary judgment, and give your ideas space to grow without distraction. The key to success lies in your internal drive, not in seeking validation from others. When you don't share your plans prematurely, you rely on your own motivation, building a stronger, more resilient foundation for your journey. Announcing your goals too early invites others' expectations and pressures, which can derail your progress. By keeping your intentions private, you remain in control of your timeline and avoid external forces that can slow you down. The results of your hard work will eventually speak louder than any words or promises you make. By focusing on execution and avoiding premature declarations, you let your actions prove your capabilities when the time is right. There's an undeniable strength that comes from silence. In a world that is constantly speaking, sharing, and broadcasting, there is a deep, almost sacred power in saying nothing. People are quick to offer their opinions, quick to share their thoughts, and quick to put their plans and dreams into the public eye. But there's something about holding your cards close to your chest, about keeping your intentions to yourself, that allows you to move with purpose and conviction. Silence, in this sense, becomes not just a form of communication, but a strategic tool that allows you to protect your peace, your focus, and your vision. When you keep your plans to yourself, you are essentially creating a boundary between your inner world and the noise of the outside world. The noise of other people's opinions, judgments, and expectations can be overwhelming. Everyone has an opinion on what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and when you should be doing it. And if you're not careful, that constant external influence can start to creep into your own thoughts, steering you away from your true path. It's in these moments that the power of silence reveals itself. By keeping your plans private, you shield yourself from that noise, allowing you to remain focused and clear-headed. But silence doesn't just protect you from external distractions, it also gives you the mental space you need to cultivate your vision. The process of creating something, whether it's a business, a project, or a personal goal, requires deep thought, reflection, and planning. In order to truly see your vision clearly, you need the freedom to think without the influence of others. Silence allows you the time to reflect, to understand what you really want, and to make decisions that align with your true values and desires. The more you speak about your plans before they are fully formed, the more you open the door for external influence. The more you share with others, the more you risk having your vision diluted or altered to fit someone else's expectations. There is a certain vulnerability that comes with sharing your dreams with others. When you announce your intentions, you're essentially putting a part of yourself out into the world. You're offering up a piece of your heart, a piece of your soul. And while some people will offer encouragement and support, others will dismiss your plans, question your abilities, or even laugh at your aspirations. That's the danger of sharing too early. It can expose you to the skepticism of others, which can chip away at your belief in your own vision. When you keep your plans to yourself, you avoid that vulnerability. You protect your dreams from being prematurely judged or misunderstood. This is particularly true when it comes to the people around you. Not everyone will understand or support your vision. In fact, many will not. And that's not necessarily a reflection of your plans or your abilities. It's just a natural consequence of living in a world where people have different perspectives, different goals, and different priorities. The more you speak about your plans, the more you risk hearing feedback that doesn't align with your own beliefs. Even well-meaning advice can have a negative effect if it causes you to doubt your choices or question your decisions. In some cases, the people closest to you, friends, family, colleagues, can unintentionally hold you back by projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. By keeping your plans to yourself, you create a barrier that protects you from that kind of influence. You allow your ideas to evolve without the pressure of others' expectations. Moreover, silence allows you to maintain your energy. Every time you share your plans with someone, you are essentially giving away a piece of your emotional and mental energy. When you announce your goals or dreams, you are opening yourself up to the possibility of judgment or criticism, and that takes a toll on your energy. You may find yourself defending your ideas, explaining your reasoning, or justifying your decisions. All of this requires energy, and that energy could be better spent on the work itself. Keeping your plans to yourself allows you to preserve that energy for the important work at hand, for the effort and commitment required to bring your vision to life. There's also a level of mystery and intrigue that comes with silence. When you don't tell people what you're doing, they start to wonder. They begin to question what you're up to, what you're planning, and when they will see the results. People are naturally curious creatures. And when you hold back from sharing your plans, you create a sense of anticipation. Instead of feeling the need to constantly explain yourself or prove your worth, you let your work speak for itself. You let your results, your achievements, and your success be the evidence of your efforts. In a world that is saturated with people shouting their plans from the rooftops, there is a quiet power in letting your actions do the talking. Silence also gives you the space to fail without judgment. Failure is an inevitable part of any journey. No one can go through life or pursue a goal without encountering setbacks, challenges, or mistakes. But when you keep your plans to yourself, you shield yourself from the added pressure of public failure. If you share your goals with others and things don't go as planned, you're forced to confront the disappointment not only within yourself, but also in front of the people you told. The pressure to live up to others' expectations can make failure feel even more defeating. But if you remain silent about your plans, you give yourself the freedom to stumble, fall, and pick yourself back up again without the weight of external judgment. This freedom allows you to experiment and take risks without fear. It gives you the space to make mistakes and learn from them without feeling the need to explain or justify your actions. By protecting your plans, you create a safe environment for growth. You can test out ideas, refine your approach, and make changes along the way without the pressure of others' opinions influencing your decisions. This is critical because growth is not always linear. Sometimes the best breakthroughs come after a series of missteps, after taking risks that don't always pay off. And it's in these moments that silence becomes a powerful ally. Additionally, silence nurtures patience. In a world that demands instant results and quick success, silence teaches you the value of waiting. It teaches you to trust the process, to understand that good things take time. When you keep your plans to yourself, you are less likely to compare your progress to others. You are less likely to measure your success by the standards of the outside world. Instead, you focus on your own pace, on your own journey, and on your own timeline. You are able to stay committed to your long-term goals without getting distracted by the short-term pressures or expectations of others. This level of patience is important because success is rarely achieved overnight. It's easy to look at other people's achievements and feel as though they've come out of nowhere. But the truth is, every success story is built on years of hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance. By keeping your plans to yourself, you are allowing yourself the time and space to build something that is truly meaningful. You're not rushing to get results, you're focused on creating something that will last. And this requires patience, resilience, and the ability to stay quiet in the face of the world's impatience. Finally, silence helps you tune into your intuition. We all have an inner voice that guides us, an inner wisdom that can lead us in the right direction. But in order to hear that voice clearly, we must create the space for it to be heard. Silence is the key to this. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's from other people, social media, or even your own thoughts, you drown out your intuition. But when you keep your plans to yourself, when you stop talking and start listening, you allow your intuition to rise to the surface. You give yourself the clarity you need to make decisions that are in alignment with your true purpose. This kind of deep listening is essential for anyone who wants to live a life of authenticity and fulfillment. So the next time you feel the urge to announce your plans or share your dreams with others, remember the power of silence. Understand that it's not about secrecy or keeping people in the dark. It's about protecting your vision, nurturing your creativity, and preserving your energy. It's about giving your plans the time and space to grow without interference. Allowing your actions to speak louder than any words. It's about trusting the process, embracing patience, and letting your results show the world what you're truly capable of. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's a tool, a strategy, and a source of immense strength. When used wisely, it becomes a force that propels you toward success. Inner strength and belief are the bedrock of personal growth and success. Without these internal forces, external achievements and recognition are often fleeting. You can reach the heights of success in the eyes of the world, but if you don't have the internal strength to match it, that success will be shallow, temporary, and fragile. True fulfillment comes from within, from cultivating the resilience, determination, and self-belief to persevere in the face of challenges, to remain true to your path, even when the world seems to doubt you, and to keep moving forward when everything around you is telling you to stop. The world will never truly understand your journey. People around you may not see the struggles, the sacrifices, the battles you fight on a daily basis to achieve your goals. They may only see the results or the lack thereof. This is why the foundation of your success must come from within. No one else can carry your dreams for you. No one else can live your vision. It's you, and you alone, who must bear the weight of your ambitions. And this is why inner strength and belief are so crucial. They are what give you the power to move forward when the external world seems uncertain or hostile. They are what keep you grounded when the highs are high and the lows are low. Inner strength is about having the ability to face adversity with courage, to remain steadfast in the pursuit of your goals, even when the journey gets tough. Life is full of obstacles, challenges, and hardships. Some of these are external, like financial setbacks, criticism, or unforeseen changes in circumstances. Others are internal fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs that can hold you back from reaching your true potential. But inner strength is what helps you confront these challenges head-on and keep moving forward, no matter how many setbacks you face along the way. This strength doesn't come from the outside. It isn't built by receiving praise or validation from others. It is developed by cultivating a strong sense of self, a deep belief in your worth, and a clear understanding of your purpose. It's about learning to trust yourself, even when the road ahead seems unclear. It's about finding your inner reserves of resilience and drawing upon them when things get hard. And above all, it's about believing that no matter what happens, you have the power to keep going. Belief is closely tied to this concept of inner strength. Belief is the fuel that keeps the engine of resilience running. Without belief, you have no foundation to build upon. Without belief, there's nothing to propel you forward, no force that can drive you through the hard times. Belief in yourself, in your abilities, in your vision, and in the process is what gives you the power to move past the roadblocks, setbacks, and negative voices that will inevitably come your way. Belief is not a passive feeling. It's not something you just hope for or wish for. It's something you cultivate, something you work for. Belief requires action, commitment, and consistency. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are going well. It's easy to feel confident when success is coming easily, when the rewards are visible, and when the world is cheering you on. But belief is truly tested when things are hard, when the progress feels slow, when the results don't match your efforts. It's in these moments that true belief is forged. It's in the face of adversity that belief must be unwavering. When everyone else doubts you, when the external world questions your abilities, that's when belief becomes most important. This belief starts from a place of self-acceptance. Belief in yourself begins with knowing who you are, knowing what you are capable of, and accepting both your strengths and weaknesses. It's about being honest with yourself about where you are and where you want to go, without judgment. When you accept yourself, you remove the need for external validation. You no longer depend on other people's opinions to define your worth. You realize that your worth is inherent and independent of anyone else's approval. This self-acceptance becomes the foundation of your belief. Once you accept yourself, the next step is to trust yourself. Trust is the cornerstone of belief. If you don't trust yourself, how can you expect anyone else to trust you? Trust comes from consistently following through on your own commitments, from setting small goals and achieving them, from proving to yourself that you are capable of doing what you say you will do. Trust is earned. not given. And the more you trust yourself, the more belief you will have in your abilities. But belief isn't just about trusting your abilities, it's about trusting the process. It's about having faith that if you continue to work, if you continue to put in the effort, if you stay consistent, the results will come. The journey of personal growth and achievement is rarely a straight line. There will be twists and turns, delays and detours. There will be times when things don't go according to plan, when progress is slow, and when it feels like you're moving backward instead of forward. But belief is what keeps you grounded in those moments. Belief is the conviction that no matter the setbacks, your hard work will eventually pay off. It's the understanding that success is not about immediate results, but about the long-term journey of growth and improvement. It's important to recognize that belief is not the same as certainty. Belief doesn't mean you have all the answers, or that you know exactly how things will turn out. It means having confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, even if you don't have a clear path ahead. Belief allows you to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to take action even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about trusting that you can handle the challenges, that you have the resilience to adapt and learn, and that you can course correct when things don't go as planned. Building this inner belief is a lifelong process. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, perseverance, and the willingness to keep working on yourself every single day. One of the keys to maintaining inner strength and belief is understanding that growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens through experience. The more you expose yourself to challenges, the more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the more you learn about yourself and your abilities. It's in those moments of discomfort, when you face obstacles and setbacks, that you grow the most. Growth comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from facing it head on and using it as a stepping stone toward greater strength and resilience. Another important aspect of inner strength and belief is the ability to stay grounded in the face of success. It's easy to lose sight of who you are when the world starts to recognize your achievements, when the applause gets loud, and when the praise starts pouring in. Success can be intoxicating, but it's important to remember that it's only a byproduct of the work you've put in, not the end goal itself. If your belief is rooted in external validation, you will always be at the mercy of other people's opinions. True belief is rooted in your internal conviction, not in what others say about you. The key is to stay humble, stay grounded, and keep your focus on your purpose and vision. Belief in yourself also requires a certain level of self-discipline. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are easy, when everything falls into place effortlessly. But true belief is demonstrated when you remain committed, even when the going gets tough. Self-discipline allows you to stay on track when distractions arise, when temptations try to pull you away from your path, and when obstacles make the journey feel overwhelming. It's about staying committed to the process no matter how hard it gets. Ultimately, inner strength and belief are not just about achieving success, they are about becoming the person you need to be in order to live a life of fulfillment and purpose. The external rewards that come from pursuing your goals are important, but they are not the true measure of success. The true measure of success is the strength you build within yourself, the belief you cultivate in your abilities, and the resilience you develop in the face of adversity. Inner strength and belief are what allow you to stay true to your vision, to keep pushing forward when others may doubt you, and to live a life that is fully aligned with your purpose. They are the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without them, no external success can truly satisfy or sustain you, but with them, you become unstoppable, capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. In a world where everyone seems to have an opinion, an expectation, or a demand for your time and attention, the pressure to conform, meet others' expectations, or chase the standards set by society can be overwhelming. Every day we are bombarded with advice, comparisons, and judgments from friends, family, co-workers, and even strangers on the internet. Whether it's the pressure to achieve certain milestones by a specific age, to look a certain way, or to live up to the ideals portrayed by the media, It can feel as if your worth and your progress are constantly being measured against some external yardstick. But the key to navigating life without succumbing to the weight of external pressure lies in learning how to protect your peace, your boundaries, and your vision. The ability to shield yourself from external pressure is not about ignoring the world around you or becoming indifferent to others' opinions. Rather, it's about cultivating a sense of inner strength and clarity that allows you to filter out voila. Tea doesn't serve you, so you can stay aligned with your true purpose. Protection from external pressure begins with understanding that the world's expectations of you are not your own. Everyone has their own path, their own timeline, and their own definition of success. What others expect from you may not be what's best for you, nor does it necessarily align with your goals or values. It is crucial to acknowledge that the pressure you feel to live up to someone else's standards comes from the outside, not from within you. When you internalize the pressures placed on you, you risk losing sight of your own desires and losing track of your personal aspirations. The first step in protecting yourself from this kind of pressure is to recognize it for what it is: external noise. This recognition is important because it allows you to create a barrier between what's coming at you and what you truly want. The world's standards are often arbitrary, dictated by trends, societal norms, or the expectations of others. People might pressure you to follow a certain career path because it's prestigious, to buy a certain kind of house because it's seen as a symbol of success, or to achieve certain life milestones by a particular age because that's what is considered normal. But these external markers of success often have little to do with your own fulfillment, happiness, or purpose. The more you allow yourself to be shaped by these external pressures, the further you move away from your true path. The power lies in learning how to set clear boundaries that protect your sense of self. Boundaries are not just about saying no to people, they're about preserving your inner peace, maintaining control over your life, and staying true to your vision. Setting boundaries allows you to define the terms of your own success. It empowers you to say, I will pursue what aligns with my values and desires, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Setting boundaries doesn't mean cutting people out or becoming closed off. It means being clear with yourself and others about what you're willing to accept and what you're not. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your mental space from being overwhelmed by the demands and expectations of others. It is essential to understand that you cannot please everyone, and trying to do so will only lead to frustration, burnout, and a loss of your own identity. There will always be people who have different ideas about what you should do with your life. There will always be critics who will tell you that you're not moving fast enough or that you're not doing things the way they would. But the truth is, these opinions are just that, opinions. They are based on someone else's experience, perspective, and worldview, not yours. External pressure, when internalized, can lead you to question your own decisions, second-guess your abilities, and derail your focus. But when you learn to protect yourself from these external forces, you remain rooted in your own truth, unaffected by the distractions around you. A key part of protection from external pressure is learning how to be selective about whose opinions you allow into your life. Not every piece of advice is worth taking. Not every comment needs a response. And not every expectation is one you need to meet. The people around you may mean well, but their advice, while well-intentioned, might not always be in line with your true desires or aspirations. Some people may project their own fears, limitations, or unfulfilled dreams onto you. Others may offer unsolicited opinions simply because they feel entitled to do so. But what's important to remember is that your life is yours to live, and you have the right to filter out what doesn't serve you. This means that you must also protect yourself from the pressure of comparison. In today's age of social media, it's easy to look at other people's lives and feel as though you're falling behind. We are constantly presented with snapshots of success, other people's achievements, accomplishments, and highlight reels, while our own struggles and challenges often remain hidden from view. But comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to undermine your self-worth and cloud your judgment. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's challenges, timeline, and experiences are unique. The more you focus on someone else's path, the more you divert attention from your own. Protection from external pressure involves learning how to stay focused on your own journey, on your own goals, and on what truly matters to you rather than getting distracted by other people's successes. It's important to remind yourself that growth and success are not linear. The pressure to achieve at a certain pace can be overwhelming, especially when it feels as though everyone around you is making progress faster. But there is no universal timeline for success. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it will unfold at its own pace. The key is to trust in that process and not be swayed by the speed at which others are moving. When you release the need to compare, you free yourself from the heavy burden of external expectations and open the door to creating success on your own terms. In addition to comparison, it's crucial to be aware of the impact of external judgments. Constructive feedback is intended to help you grow, learn, and improve. It is offered with care and with the intention of helping you become better. Destructive criticism, on the other hand, is often rooted in negativity, jealousy, or the need to put others down in order to feel better about oneself. It's important to discern between the two. Not every piece of feedback is valid or worth taking seriously. By setting clear boundaries and maintaining self-awareness, you can protect yourself from the weight of destructive criticism, choosing only to listen to the feedback that can truly help you grow. Another critical aspect of protection from external pressure is learning to prioritize your well-being. When you are constantly focused on meeting others' expectations, you may neglect your own needs, mental, emotional, or physical. This can lead to burnout, stress, and a sense of resentment. To protect yourself from this kind of pressure, it's essential to make self-care a priority. This doesn't just mean taking time for rest and relaxation, but also making decisions that honor your values and protect your peace of mind. Saying no to things that drain you, setting aside time for your passions, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are all ways to nurture your well-being and protect yourself from the pressure to please others. The pressure to conform can also manifest in more subtle ways. Social norms, cultural expectations, and the influence of the media can all contribute to the feeling that you must follow a certain path or fit a certain mold in order to be successful. However, it is important to recognize that these norms are not universal truths. They are often fleeting trends, constructs of society that change over time. What's considered successful today may not be the case in the future. By staying connected to your inner values and maintaining a strong sense of self, you are able to withstand the pressure to conform and instead carve out your own path, one that is aligned with your authentic self. Ultimately, protection from external pressure comes down to one fundamental principle: staying true to yourself. It means being clear about who you are, what you stand for, and what you want out of life. When you know yourself and are grounded in your own values, you can filter out the noise and stay focused on what matters most to you. It's about taking control of your life, refusing to let the opinions of others dictate your choices, and embracing the freedom that comes with being true to your own vision. By protecting yourself from external pressure, you create the space to live a life that is uniquely yours, a life that is fulfilling, purposeful, and aligned with your deepest desires. In a world where words flow freely and opinions are shared at every turn, the true measure of a person is often not found in what they say, but in what they do. Actions have a unique power and undeniable ability to speak volumes about a person's character, intentions, and values. In fact, actions often reveal more than words ever could, for actions are the reflection of what one truly believes, of the inner principles that guide them. In a society saturated with talk, where promises are made without commitment and ideals are spoken without follow-through, it is actions that become the strongest statement of who you are and what you stand for. When we look at someone's actions, we gain a more authentic understanding of their true self. Words, on the other hand, can be manipulative, empty, or fleeting. Anyone can say the right things at the right time, but actions cut deeper. They are a reflection of intention, effort, and integrity. When people say one thing but do another, it creates a disconnect, a misalignment between what is communicated and what is truly felt or intended. However, when actions align with words, it fosters trust and respect. In this way, the phrase "let actions speak for themselves" encapsulates the idea that the truth of who we are and what we value is revealed through the choices we make and the steps we take, not through the promises we utter. In many ways, actions have a lasting power that words simply cannot match. Think about the people in your life whom you admire and respect. Chances are, they are individuals who have proven their worth through their actions. They have demonstrated consistency over time, stood by their principles in the face of adversity, and made tangible contributions to the world around them. Their character is forged in the everyday decisions they make, not in the speeches they give or the compliments they offer. These people don't need to explain themselves constantly, nor do they need to justify their every move. Their actions do the talking, and those actions are enough. In the context of personal growth and development, allowing actions to speak for themselves requires a deep commitment to integrity. It means living with authenticity and consistency. When you align your actions with your values, you are not only strengthening your own character, but also inspiring others to do the same. It is through your actions that you set an example. When people see you acting in ways that reflect your values, they begin to trust you, respect you, and even follow your lead. This is the power of leading by example, of walking the talk. The true measure of your growth and success will always be in how you show up in the world, not just in what you say, but in how you act. To let your actions speak for themselves means taking responsibility for the choices you make. It is about not relying on words to validate your intentions or make excuses for your shortcomings. Your actions are the proof of your commitment, the evidence of your drive, and the demonstration of your capacity to follow through on your promises. Whether you're pursuing a goal, building a relationship, or striving to improve yourself, it is the actions you take that ultimately determine the outcome. Words are only meaningful when they are backed by actions. Without the consistency of effort, the sincerity of intentions, or the discipline of follow-through, words can become meaningless. One of the most important lessons in life is learning that you don't need to explain your every action to others. Not everyone will understand your choices, nor should they. It's easy to get caught up in seeking approval or validation from others, to feel as though you must justify your every decision or share your every reason for doing something. However, when you let your actions speak for themselves, you liberate yourself from the need for constant explanation. You don't need to convince others of your worth, your intentions, or your abilities. Your actions will do that for you. And as you continue to act in alignment with your values, your purpose, and your goals, those who truly matter, those who value integrity, consistency, and authenticity will understand and respect your choices. In relationships, letting actions speak for themselves is crucial for establishing trust and credibility. Words alone can only take you so far. Promises, compliments, and declarations of love or loyalty hold little weight if they are not accompanied by meaningful actions. A person can say they care about you, but if their actions show otherwise, if they fail to show up when it matters, if they don't follow through on commitments, if their behavior contradicts their words, then the relationship will lack the depth of authenticity needed to sustain it. True care, love, and respect are demonstrated through actions, not just words. It is through these actions that bonds are strengthened, trust is built, and connections are deepened. Similarly, in the workplace or in professional settings, actions speak louder than words. Anyone can talk about their skills, abilities, or aspirations, but it is the tangible results of their efforts that truly demonstrate their capability. Your work ethic, the quality of your output, the way you handle challenges, and the initiative you take are all indicators of your professionalism. When you allow your actions to speak for themselves, you earn respect and recognition based on merit, not on self-promotion. People will notice your consistency, your diligence, and your ability to deliver results. You don't need to constantly remind others of what you're doing or explain why you're doing it. If your actions reflect a commitment to excellence, others will see your value. There's also an element of humility in letting your actions speak for themselves. When you don't feel the need to boast about what you're doing, you invite others to see your work for what it is. You allow the impact of your actions to shine through without needing to take credit or seek praise. Humility is often one of the most respected qualities in a person, and it is developed through letting your actions speak for themselves. Instead of constantly highlighting your accomplishments or seeking external validation, you let the results of your efforts stand on their own. People will respect you not because you tell them why you're worthy of respect, but because they see the strength, the integrity, and the impact of your actions. Living by the principle of allowing actions to speak for themselves also involves patience. In a world that expects immediate results and instant gratification, it can be tempting to rush the process or to demand recognition before it's due. But the reality is that true growth, success, and impact take time. When you trust in the power of your actions, you understand that consistency over time is what ultimately leads to the most meaningful outcomes. The results of your efforts may not always be immediately visible, and there may be moments when others doubt your progress. But if you stay the course and continue to act with purpose and integrity, your actions will eventually speak louder than any words could. There is also the power of letting your actions define your legacy. When you leave a mark on the world, it is not through what you say that you are remembered, but through what you have done. People may forget the words you spoke, but they will remember the actions you took. Whether it's in the lives you touch, the impact you make, or the example you set, your legacy will be built on what you did. And in this sense, letting your actions speak for themselves is an invitation to live a life of purpose, impact, and meaning. The way you live, the way you treat others, the way you approach challenges and opportunities, these are the things that will define you in the end. It's important to understand that letting actions speak for themselves is not about being passive or complacent. It's not about waiting for things to happen or expecting recognition without effort. It's about taking responsibility for your actions, being intentional in what you do, and trusting that the impact of your work will speak for itself over time. When you take action with clarity and purpose, when you make choices that reflect your values and your vision, you are building a foundation of trust, credibility, and integrity. Your actions will, over time, tell the world who you are and what you stand for. Ultimately, the true measure of success is not how well you can speak about your dreams or aspirations, but how well you can live them out through your actions. The people who inspire us the most are not necessarily those who have the best words, the most compelling stories, or the loudest voices. They are the ones whose actions align with their words, whose behavior reflects their values, and whose integrity shines through in every decision they make. When you let your actions speak for themselves, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your actions will say everything that needs to be said, and in doing so, you will live a life of purpose, impact, and authenticity.